everything.
Investigating our boundaries on the offence and stuff like that, yeah? So for me to say fuck a rat and a pussy ain't really a big deal. You can't speak as corner. What do you want me to say?
The thing that shocked me, and the thing that shocked a lot of people, it wasn't that he said that. Tan has always been a disgusting troll, but other white people should have spoke out against that. As white people, they should have gone and condemned it. They didn't condemn it. There was no condemnation for Tan.
Yeah, man. But yeah, like, so yeah, fuck a rat and a pussy. That's how sometimes you gotta let people know. Do you know what I mean? You gotta let people know. But they're sitting there having this nice little exchange. Like, oh yes, and I believe in this, and I believe in that. But at the core of it, this guy's a racist that believes that white people are more superior intellectually than black people.
Shouldn't you have said something to the white guy then, rather than the girl?
I said it to both of them. I said it to the microphone.
It kind of like
it weren't to the girl. Is that how you felt? It was to the girl.
Well, it kind of addresses the girl a bit more than the guy. Yeah, I mean, you're not talking about fucking the guy.
Oh, did you think I was talking about fucking her in the pussy?
It seems.
Have you heard the term "fuck a rat in the pussy"?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not specific to male or female, whoever.
Jedi.
It's about the broadcast.
Okay,
you understand?
Okay.
It's not about fuck her in the pussy or fuck him in the pussy. It's not about that. I think you've got it misconstrued.
Okay, maybe.
Yeah.
So, anyway. There's no link between average IQ and average income inequality. They're completely unrelatable. Like, for example, the average IQ of an Indian is 83, but Indians are still the highest earning ethnic group in the Western world, just below Ashkenazi Jews. So I have the same debate with white nationalists all the time. They don't want to talk about it. That's why I'm not afraid of the IQ debate.
About this scientist Charles Murray.
You got a question?
His research, and kind of a couple of people felt that one of the people involved in that discussion was kind of defending race realism. So they called him out on it or tried to discuss it later.
Anyone see Endgame?
No, I'm not. I want Avatar to remain the highest grossing film.
Avatar
so I'm not
isn't
watching
that
it.
great.
I know, but I support James Cameron. He's
even the best
the
James
big dog.
Is that the film where Iron Man died?
Yeah, spoilers.
Yeah, the recent one. But anyway, no, I'm supporting the big.
So you were saying about the race realism thing.
It's not plausible. There's no connection between IQ averages and income inequality. There's nothing that says, okay, the higher the IQ, the higher the income. There's no evidence that stacks it up. So when you look at the people who are making the most money, it goes Ashkenazi Jews, Indians, then East Asians, then Igbo Nigerians, right? Then white people, right? So there's no, but yeah, white nationalists don't really want to honest.
What did you say about Igbo Nigerians?
Well, not just Igbo, just most Nigerians. But some people say that it's the Igbos. I'd say it's
most Nigerians what?
Are the highest earning ethnic group in Britain. Well, they're third, fourth technically. But,
I thought it was Asians.
Indian Asians, not East Asians. East Asians come in like third place after the Indians. They don't want to talk about it though, these white nationalists. I've asked them about it. Okay, so how do you explain this? And they go, oh, well, it's the cream of the crop. Okay, so why don't they get the cream of the crop with Pakistan and Bangladesh? They're not earning as much. There's no cream of the crop argument there. So, you know what I mean? They don't want to, they're idiots. Anyway, that's the race and IQ debate. It's not plausible. It's about culture. It's always been about culture. Hard work wins. That's how it's been. Anyway, what else do we want to talk about? Anyway.
Let's carry on, man.
Jedi, start the conversation.
Well, that was a conversation with James. What's his name? James, isn't it?
Oh yeah, they're all called James.
He ran away though. That was the conversation, man. He was upset that I said fuck her right in the pussy.
Oh.
And I was explaining that.
Well, I want us to talk to that race and IQ guy.
Yeah.
Because it's like, he said like, oh, well, East Asians are cleverer than me. Or he said Asians are cleverer than me. Well, like, that depends which Asians you're talking about. You're talking about Malaysians, Indonesians, or Filipinos. They're not as clever as Western Europeans because those countries aren't as developed.
I don't even really
so
grasp this concept of who's cleverer than who
it's the bell curve
generalized.
theory.
I'm not really feeling it. It's individuals, and it's like the means that we test intelligence is definitely suited towards certain cultures and certain types of people. But there's many ways to learn. There's many ways to, I feel, to be intelligent. Do you know what I mean? And I just can't see how it could be black and white that you do a test on a piece of paper and it will determine how intelligent we are. It will determine how good we are at completing that test.
The IQ test was music. I'll give people music. Which way? The IQ test is about pattern solving. And that's what it's about, how quickly your mind works. And that's,
Yeah, man. I still feel like it makes you think that you know what it takes to be an intelligent person, or unless the word intelligence is owned by a set of parameters that fits into that test, then you can have that.
Determination.
But what I mean by intelligence, I don't think it's measurable. You know what I mean? It's how you interact with people. It's how you interact with yourself. It's how you.
But I mean, some people are very clever.
Think about certain things. I would say if it takes somebody a year to work out a complex puzzle, and it takes somebody else, and somebody else never does it, it doesn't mean that the person that can't work out that puzzle is less intelligent. It just means that they're individual. Their expertise is somewhere else. Do you know what I mean? Their niche, what they're a master at, is somewhere else. I think everyone else has their own individual genius inside of them.
These discussions,
you know what I mean?
These topics that were brought about by, like, you know, Western culture, like these IQ stuff.
Yeah, people start talking about IQ tests.
Other cultures, don't have these like these ways of talking. It's like you know, the white man, like the Western culture, it's like
King.
they like to put things in little brackets. You know what I mean? Like IQ, they like to make things very easy.
Is that what's important now?
Like, you know.
You want to talk about a Turkish boy?
Hey, what do you think about what do you think about Prince Archie and the monkey comment?
I don't.
Oh, okay.
I don't. I feel like it's another case of selective outrage. Why does anyone care? If someone called the royal baby likened him to a monkey, why does anyone care?
Because the baby is an African descent.
Nah, man, hold on though. Can we not see the pattern of shocking, racially charged things that come out and are pushed to the forefront of the media? We go from the Dove commercial to the H&M monkey top to the Gucci to the Moncler to everything. Like, come on, it's on, and then we wake up every couple months like, oh, we're outraged at this racism. Can't believe this going on in 2019. Then we go back to sleep. Then it's like they're playing games with us. At the end of the day, it's all about identity politics. It's all about divide and conquer and keeping us debating and talking about these differences we're supposed to have. It's a shit. It's a joke to them. Do you think Gucci, of all people, with the PR that they have, are going to just make some slip up and put a product out like that they're not intending to shock people? Never, man.
The blackface, you know blackface?
Yeah.
But you know
That's
what?
just one of the incidents.
I'll tell you what it is, You know, like these Gucci, you know these white people, they got their brands, like Gucci and Prada. And you know me, I wouldn't wear any brands. I don't wear any labels on my top, like on my clothes, because I don't see the point of wearing any of these labels. Now, with a lot of young people, like black people or Asian people, they still respect these these Western
high
brands, innit? But they just like low. All it is branding. That's it, man. There's no value there. So
You got a phone?
yeah, I got a phone.
Let me see your phone.
Why do you want to see me? You're not gonna jack me, are you?
What phone is that?
A Samsung.
Why have you got a Samsung phone?
But it's not a brand though, it's cheap
course it
phone,
is.
isn't
It's a
it?
big brand Samsung, my friend.
Yeah, you got a point, but
There was a reason you chose Samsung,
But it's not
right?
prestige though, isn't it? That's what
There's a
I'm saying.
reason you chose Samsung.
Yeah, I thought it was a good phone.
There you go.
But it's not prestige. But what I'm saying, people who wear these brands, they think that I'm a better man because I
It's
got
true.
a Gucci.
Yeah.
You got to put him down, innit? When you see a man who wears a brand and thinks he's a better man, you just got to put him down.
No, I
when
don't
he wears
believe
that
that.
brand.
I don't believe that. Look, some people think going to work 9 to 5 makes them a good person and gives them a good, a higher sense of worth.
Well, you got to make money, innit?
Yeah, you understand what I'm saying to you?
If you got your own business,
Some people
better.
think driving a car
Yeah.
or having a business
Yeah.
or wearing a nice pair of jeans or
Yeah.
pair of trainers,
Yeah.
a watch, a wife. Do you know what I mean?
But that makes you a slave though, because if you
No, but
because imagine my name is Gucci, and I say to you, look, put my name on your top,
Yeah.
and give me £100, and I'll make you feel good.
I agree with you, all I'm saying is, I think if we come away from just looking at designers, we're in a climate where we're always looking for something external to boost up the internal. This is like more of the thing we should be looking at. Why are we always missing stuff in ourselves where we need to get something from the external? And I feel like that's the way we're programmed.
Yeah, exactly.
We're being programmed to be like that.
So these companies, like I just think that they're like our enemies, right? Like I just think that Gucci, I don't care about Gucci or Prada.
Gucci don't care about you at the end of the day.
So it's simple, isn't it? Like if they wanna, it's even better for you that they put that thing there because now it's more clear. I'll tell you one thing, I'll be honest here. I think that Gucci done it deliberately, yeah? You know why? Because I think that they don't want black people wearing their clothes, so they can market the white people.
You think Gucci don't want black people?
I don't think that.
Spending money on Gucci. You think that's their marketing?
It could be, I don't know. It could be.
No.
It could be. I don't know. It could be.
They're some of their most loyal customers.
Oh, is it?
Sometimes you've got to make things look like. I mean, personally, I just think it's a PR campaign. I think if you look, probably Gucci sales probably went up. Get me? And more than anything, these brands are controlling the way we look at life. Like you said, through the runway, through fashion. Do you know what I mean? They're adapting the way we look at each other. They're adapting the way we appear. Do you know what I mean? If you look at a picture of yourself from 5 years ago, you're like, rah, it looks old. Just because of the clothes you're wearing, because you've been adapting to the cutting edge cuts and styles and stuff like that, and you don't clock it until you look back. And now everyone's got like slim fitting jeans, but it used to be baggy or blah blah blah. We went from the flares, like, but they control us through the shapes of our bodies. So, for instance, they're now trying to accentuate a man's figure more. You understand? They're trying to give women more androgynous clothes to wear.
That's what
you understand what I'm saying?
What was that word?
Androgynous. Like basically, it's like sexless, like genderless. When you're confused, oh, is it a man? Is it a boy? Is it a girl? Is it? You know what I mean? They push that look. At the end of the day, and these are all like little subtle forms of programming. So when you hear that Gucci is in some uproar because they brought out a jumper with some red lips on it, I don't think that you should think Gucci actually done that. I think you should think they're looking for the reaction. It's the Hegelian dialectic, innit? It's problem, reaction, solution.
Also,
right now, but I'm saying right now, all they want, yes, my brother, right now, all they want is us to sit here and talk about how racist these corporations are and how they hate us, and have this conversation where a white man will come over and say, well, no, you shouldn't do this and blah, blah, and it's more distraction. It's not important. If you wear Gucci, then you might want to stop wearing Gucci. If you don't wear Gucci, then, but let's not focus on Gucci or Dove or H&M. Let's not get distracted. When they're around the world bombing people, and then because I'm black, I'm going to be all in this selective outrage. Oh my God, they're so racist. You should know. You shouldn't even be shocked. You shouldn't be shocked. It shouldn't even faze you. It shouldn't even be on our radar. The problem is they can select any news item for us, and we'll be discussing it for the next 6 months and preoccupying our brains with it. They control what we talk about, what we think about, what we're angry about, and that's what it is. Oh look, somebody's gone and Danny Baker's gone and done a picture with the new son of the prince with looking like a monkey. Oh my God, who cares?
And then he comes out.
When was the last person someone said Danny Baker in public? Like,
exactly,
as a conversational piece. Why does it matter what Danny Baker's doing?
Yeah, man, it's kind of it's all of this is.
Can we talk about the children in Hampstead that you lot nodded off? Can we talk about something more relevant? Do you understand what I'm saying to you? We got to control our narratives or the things that we are outraged about, the things that we are upset about, and I think worrying about who's with who and all this celebrity news. If it's politics, it's still celebrity news because they're political celebrities.
That's still show business.
It's all show business. And show business is the machine that's trying to keep us distracted from ourselves.
A lot of people have got like good memories of Danny Baker because he's got an encyclopedic memory of kind of cultural references of music.
Okay.
And so you got an image of your mind of this guy who's quite, not mainstream. And suddenly he's coming up with racist or whatever.
I don't even think is it racist?
Well, I don't know. I don't know what the comment was, but I heard whispers of it.
Basically, he posted up a picture of a man and a woman holding like a chimpanzee dressed as a human, like a little baby chimp, and saying, "Oh, the royal baby." Look. So now the world's in uproar. Oh, Danny Baker.
I think it's cool what Megan said about, I'm not having the men in suits at my birth. I'm not having the people from the Royal Gynecological Society.
Megan said that,
Yeah, she had my mum there.
Really said that, yeah?
So I want my mum there, and I'm going to choose the people who I want to be there.
Listen, man, if you buy into that soap opera, that's up to you.
Yeah, I'm not.
until you can prove otherwise, I say all these characters are fictional.
True.
I don't know who had a baby, who never had a baby. I don't know what colour it is, whose genetics.
You probably don't even
they don't
care.
tell you the truth.
You know what?
Who cares?
If it was me,
like, you get me? It's a big game.
If that kid was half Asian, I would like disown them as an Asian because culturally,
Why would you care?
Exactly.
Why are we
That's
talking
what I'm
about the
saying.
royal
Culturally,
family?
there's nothing to do with you, innit?
Why are we talking about the royal family?
Racism is shaping up the consciousness in society. It's going to affect you.
No, the consciousness of society is already being shaped. Now they're playing with it.
What
You know what I mean? But why would you? But my thing is this: if you switch off to the information, if you switch off to the stimulus that they're trying to give you through these articles here, then you'll be more empowered. Right about now, whether I argue for it or against it, I could be here saying, "Oh, I know it's a big plan of mine. Don't look at it." But the more energy I give it, energy doesn't work like that, bro.
No. This is what I'm saying. You may be more empowered, but if you go to a job interview for someone who's been affected by it, they'll dismiss you. So why don't you, instead of empowering yourself, do something about it in society so that changes?
That's what I'm saying. And what I'm saying to society is switch off.
But don't you think that's a good
Switch
example?
off to the stem. You're not listening. We're getting round and round in circles.
Switching off doesn't affect, like, most people are sleeping cows. They're not going to switch off.
Don't you think it's a good example, though, really, to be saying that I want to have my mum at my birth and I want to accuse the people?
I'm not interested.
Don't you think it's a good
I'm
idea?
not interested. I'm not
Look at
interested.
Sterling. Look at the footballer Sterling.
I'm not interested in football. I'm not interested in the royal family. I'm not interested
But
in
what
nothing that
about
they have to say.
childbirth, though?
I'm not interested in their youth. I'm not interested in what colour it is. I'm not interested in who depicted them as a monkey. I don't care.
But the subject was childbirth, which is something universal to everyone, isn't it? Or to all people. For me,
It's a good statement, isn't it? It's a good statement. But who, like, are we breaking down the statement because it's Meghan?
No, because there are a lot of people from whatever background who are going to hospital and have like total belief that hospital is the best place to have birth, and not even considering the prospect of home birthing as a positive way.
Yeah.
You know, so it's
So
not just about them.
what was she saying? She's having a home birth.
Well, you know, she wanted the people around her. Yeah,
In
it
the
was going to
hospital.
be in her home. I think it was going to be in that house. I don't know. I didn't read the whole story, but
Bro, honestly, I'm not interested.
would you like to talk about the environment in general?
I don't mind. Yeah, that
Would you like to
environment's
talk
cool.
about,
Talk to me about the environment, bro.
Extinction Rebellion?
Yeah. Talk to me about that
One
stuff.
second.
Sounds good.
You used to come here, make this black circle.
Yeah.
So therefore you recognize like some sort of identity, right, for your people. I used to hear you talking about controlling the narrative and everything else, right?
That's what I'm trying to do right now,
but now-
and just
now-
trying to.
no.
Do you understand what I'm saying?
No,
And you have to
you're
lead
saying-
by example.
But now you're saying just switch off.
Yes, switch off to
You're
that
not going to
bullshit.
control the narrative by switching off.
That's exactly how you do.
We can listen to it and then turn to something else.
Yeah, that's exactly how you control the narrative, by creating your own narrative and not focusing on the narrative that they're pumping out there.
So that's
not
why I want to
discussing
talk
it,
about
not
extinction
agreeing with it, not disagreeing with it. Listen, bro. I'm telling you, when it comes to energy, you can do two things: take it or leave it. The energy of whatever their psyop is, for you to be politically outraged about the fact that there's a monkey being depicted as a black child, blah, 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 blah. If you've got the time for that, cool, put your energy into that. I would suggest, if you ask me for advice, I'd be like, right, you know what, don't even pay no attention to that.
Use it as a matter
do you know what I mean?
of
And then, because when you turn your back to it and you focus on what you want to, then that is called controlling the narrative, or your narrative, simple.
I'm just saying, is it not also clever at the same time? Because what you're suggesting is to be idle. It's
No,
not entirely idle,
no.
But you're switching up.
No, I said nothing like that.
Isn't not play the same game, but to your own advantage?
No. I said nothing about being idle.
Is there not a
It's hard, man.
Is there not a clever way?
That's cool, it's tough.
Is there not a clever way to play the same game, but in your advantage?
Break it down to me, bro.
So I'll give you one bad example. You're gonna hate me for this, but drill music,
Yeah.
right? It's not making a great representation of the identity of that crowd, is it? It's causing so much, of the scene. There's so much criminal activity associated with it. You know what I mean?
Like politics.
Well, I mean the community who are kind of controlling that narrative, they could do a better job at controlling that narrative than just
The drill community.
making it
You're saying the
worse.
drill community.
That's part of it. It's a bad example. I know you're not going to like it.
I ain't got a problem with it, I just want to understand
Do
it.
you think the drill... Okay, let's question. Do you think the drill community is making a good exercise of controlling the narrative for their community. When they are talking about I'm going to kill you, I'm going to stab you, and every other month someone's getting stabbed.
But you're just talking about the negatives. Think about the positives. Like in the boys that are doing drill. Yeah, I understand what you're saying. But there's some boys that are making a living from drill. So you can't just put the whole thing on just because of.
But we're talking about narrative and not identity.
Yeah, okay, but like, well, what I'm trying to say is like the black community is a big community. So you're taking like a
That's
small.
why I say silent. I'm glad that other brothers can.
No, but what I'm trying to say is like, you're taking a small. Okay, so you're talking about the hip hop industry, but that's just a small portion. What do you think within the black community? There's no scientists, there's no lawyers, there's no doctors, nurses.
My friend, please, I recognise it's a small community, but the media is really powerful. That small community shaped all the consciousness of what blacks are to be cool or whatever it is for the last 20 years.
Can I ask you a question?
What's the most powerful ingredient?
Well, hold on. Let me just give him one example.
Listen, 1 second. What's the most powerful ingredient in the media machine? To make that media machine run, what's the most powerful component to make it as powerful as you say? What's the most
as far as
powerful
ingredients
piece?
concerned, is how it has been, how the narrative is being messaged. So for example, when some black guys.
Hold on, let me ask you the same question.
Let him finish. I wanted to finish. I just want to make that quick point.
The way they are represented, the identities that they are sold to the audience, it is the same consciousness that we develop when we see them on the street, when we,
the most powerful component in the media machine that you're talking about, that's doing all this programming, the most powerful part of it is the viewer.
Yeah. So the viewer is
the audience. That's us.
Okay.
That's us, the individual.
You're right.
Hence we go back to, bro, like we can't. Like even the way, this is what I'm saying, even the way that you piece together your proposition about drill music showed me how much you are influenced by the media. Yeah. It showed me. I'm telling you.
I just want to ask you the same question, but like we're going to flip it, yeah?
I'll tell you.
2 seconds, hold on. So because you're making it about music, right?
That's one example.
One example. Okay. So then, if I was to go to the white people and judge them based on rock or some sort of music. No. What do you mean bad example? Huh?
Listen, whites in society.
It's the same thing because
the perception of them, they always get the better role.
100%.
You don't deny that.
The reason why
I'm not denying that, but your example is weak.
No. What he's saying, bro, negative. What he's saying, it's the burden of the burden of shaping your consciousness is on the viewer, right?
Yeah.
And I'm telling you, if there's a radiation reflecting you, where most people are half asleep, you can't just put that burden on the viewer. You have to do something about it.
Okay.
One thing you can do is try to control the narrative that you're representing. Like the bad example again, the drill artists. Man, there are videos running away from the police, filming themselves, and it's all over the BBC. So people.
So what should we do? What should we do? Try and control the drill narrative.
It's difficult to control.
Give me a second. Give me a second. What should we do? Try and control the drill narrative, or try and control our own narrative?
Yeah. All right,
well then let's do that then. So let's not point the finger at drill.
You understand what I'm saying? You can't do that because there's people that are making money from drill.
If anything, what you'd say is, you know what, gents? I've come up with this idea. I've got a great idea for us to counteract or counter the narrative that drill music is being, and then you come to me with an idea, and I'm like, right, that's sick. But until then, you wanna like point over there and say, right,
100.
And I know it's just an example, but I'm saying the mentality is,
you know what?
we need to get more minded to providing solutions.
But that doesn't mean you sit down.
I never said sit down. I never once said sit down idle.
Look at this, listen to this. But then this argument goes back to putting money back into the community, and then it goes back to politics, and then it goes to all of that. Younger people, younger black community, they don't have money. They come from broken homes. They come from. So there's a lot of factors. It's not drill music. That's a small piece of the puzzle. Do you get where I'm coming from? There's so many bigger things that
I accept that.
You know when you're talking about, you say people running away. You have to think about it.
I'm not saying drill music is a problem. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, but there's artists that are drill artists that are they're number one in the charts and stuff like that.
Just because
no.
Would you be happy? Would you be happy?
Yeah, I'm talking about footballers.
No. We're talking about, bro. let me give you the context.
Yeah, go on,
We're talking about changing the narrative, yeah?
Okay.
In general.
Oh,
yeah?
okay,
So
yeah, I get you.
he just gave an example about drill artists.
All
He's
right,
not trying to
okay.
stick on
If
it.
you
But in
go by
general,
that-
about controlling your own
If you
narrative.
go by that
Yeah,
thinking,
yeah,
I can
yeah.
tell you, listen, there are black basketball players, black football players, that are music. There is no problem.
Okay.
Go on.
Yeah.
Look, that
Okay.
makes sense, right?
So you're talking about what? Changing the narrative
Well,
and
narrative, listen, no matter how many billionaire
how-
black people there will be, even
Yeah.
off that, I promise you, you walk down the street, you see a few guys in black.
I think it's changing.
The perception.
Nah, I think it's changing slowly.
I don't think so.
It's not there yet, but I think it's changing from what it was
don't
from
even get what
before
you're
in the,
saying.
in the
I-
70s and that.
I don't even. I want to hear the basis of what he's saying. Like, what
I'm
he
saying,
what? Black guys in hoodies.
I'm
What?
saying, firstly, you can't sit there idle. You have to take some control of the narrative. Yeah. If you're going to do that, the people who are currently have the position to do so, drill artists, are doing a pretty shit job at it. They're just exaggerating.
But they never came out and said we're going to represent the whole people.
I know, but listen, but listen.
How can you get mainstream and present a positive image? You can't. That's not marketable.
Surely,
They're nothing. You know.
but surely, in your kind of community, they're not exogenous. They're part of your community. I'm sure some of you know some of these artists, right? You could try to say, hey guys, let's come together, let's stop cut this bullshit, let's make a better representation.
Well, that's like
How?
saying I could
Wait,
talk
wait,
to
wait,
members of
wait,
Take
wait,
That
wait,
and
wait,
say,
wait,
no,
how?
I don't
Yeah,
know.
yeah.
Tell me how.
You got to be.
You go to the area.
Yeah.
Man, this guy was running around London trying to...
No, yeah,
G.A.N.G.
obviously,
What was
yeah.
that
Yeah, he did a
called?
big impact.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
guys went-
With Gang, yeah.
Well, you said a big impact.
Well, it was good. It was really good.
Okay, in terms of crime rates,
I mean, crime is
statistics,
gonna.
I'm not sure how successful it was. I hope it was. But the thing is, if you can surely go into the neighborhoods and be faced with criminals,
But okay.
surely you could find the same, the drill music artists.
Okay, let me ask you a question.
Have a conversation, say, look, you're representing my identity here. Let's try to have an understanding.
Yeah, why don't you do that?
Okay.
Yo, hey, look, you're representing my identity, yeah? Now
yeah.
I want you to do what I want. What
Yeah.
I.
Yeah.
Don't
Wait.
make sense,
Do
fam.
you know what I'm gonna ask
It don't
him?
make
Do
sense.
you know what I'm
Who
gonna
are
ask
you,
him?
fam? Are you putting money in my pocket?
No,
fam?
do you know what I'm gonna ask him? Where's
What's
my
the
money?
average-
What money you gonna
What's
put
the
in my
average
pocket?
age of a drill artist?
I don't know.
You know they're young, right?
Yeah, young.
Yeah.
15,
Surely you
14.
could give them some advice, right? I don't tell you to go and impose your way of living on them.
Are drill artists the top earning artists when it comes to like black music?
Yeah, what's the
Are
average?
they top earning?
What's the average age? Man, if you're the same guy
Okay,
earlier
so
was telling me it wasn't about money.
brother,
Because if it's about money,
brother,
we could talk
listen,
about basketball.
listen, we ain't got an argument. There's no argument, yeah? Bro, there's no argument. I'm just asking you, do you believe that drill music is the top money-making music for
exactly.
black people in England?
Yeah, in London, yeah.
That's what you believe. So what about the R&B? What about the rappers?
don't care
What about
about
the
the
grime? Hold on. What about the grime? What about the Afro beats? What about the pop?
Yeah.
Hold on.
Okay, let me ask you this. Why is it that drill music gets the most attention?
Say again.
Why is it that drill music gets
Based on what? Based on what?
For some people,
Killing each
focus.
other.
But based
Bro,
on what?
Bro, I know so many kids that don't even listen to listen.
But they're making
I know. I'm not arguing with you. I'm not here to support this, to support that. I'm just saying to you that if you go out there and you actually check what these youths listen to, there's a variation. There is a area where you can pinpoint and be like, right, this drill thing and it's associated with the knife crime that's going on.
Yeah.
But a lot of that is propaganda.
And
A
listen,
lot of that is propaganda.
and also-
It's propaganda.
No.
When you
People are being stabbed every single day,
100%.
every single day,
They're just
all
talking about
over
the
the
reality.
city,
They're just
all
talking
over the
about the
city,
reality.
all over the world.
Yeah.
Let me explain something to you, yeah?
Let's talk about the reality. bro.
Once we keep this, like I said, hold on,
You listen to the
bro,
listen to him.
like I said. Once you turn your back on the narrative that's woven and given to you, you got a free mind now to start looking at things objectively and start looking at what the real.
exactly
Shut
right.
up, listen, man. Sorry, I didn't mean to be rude. But please listen. This is when you find the root causes of what's actually going on in your community and the wider communities. Yeah, this is why people are here talking about spirituality, because some of them have realised that this is a deeper thing. This is not even just some joke thing. You think, oh, you're a few rappers and they've come up and it's been organised and orchestrated to be that way. So when we're talking about coming against that, you have to be very strategic, and you really have to engross yourself, immerse yourself in the culture that you're trying to describe. Otherwise, you're going to go wrong. If you think that all the kids out here are listening to drill music or that drill music is a representation, it ain't. It's a weapon. We understand it's a weapon. But what do we do? Give more energy? No, I'm not in no position, fam.
Yes, I'm
I'm
saying.
not in no
The guy
position.
is,
What?
listen,
Between us,
To do what?
to do something?
Like what?
Dude, like what? Like what?
What are you talking about, bro?
Like I said, when there were stabbings, you were going into areas,
Yeah.
finding potential criminals, having
Potential criminals.
Man, you were going-
That's not what I done, man. Big up,
no,
man.
You don't want to listen.
That never
You were
happened.
going into different areas
Listen.
on a loudspeaker, telling them to put down the knives away.
Don't talk about the loudspeaker.
Remember?
Say that
You
again?
were on the loudspeaker. Man, your whole group. You used to go around in all different areas, tell all the people, put away the
That was a good thing. That was positive. Yeah, that was good.
Surely you could do the same for a drill.
For drill. Were there drill rappers there?
And in fact,
Was there drill rappers there?
No, probably, yeah.
Yeah.
Probably.
So what do you mean? I'm trying to say. You're talking about do this. You're saying do.
You didn't flag it.
You're doing do the same. Don't tell me what I did, bro. Don't tell me what I did.
You don't know
Please,
what he
bro.
did.
With all respect, you still like. I'm not gonna lie. I don't know what you watched, and I don't know what you took away from it. Yeah. Cool. But like in its entirety, I don't think you really captured the essence of what we done. Because you said we went out there and we was looking for potential criminals. That to me is a red flag to say you don't really understand what Gang was doing or what community outreach
That was
is.
a misrepresentation of what he was
Hold on,
doing.
do
That
you
was
think he was
what
successful?
Pardon?
Do you think he was successful?
Yes, of course it was. Successful in what? What was our mission statement?
I hope to reduce the rates of killing.
So was you expecting him to? You was expecting his whole group
If you're gonna
to
do
just change
something,
everything?
man,
Is that what you're thinking?
No, you're
Remember what you said. Remember your first
You don't know what
statement,
you're
yeah?
talking about.
Remember your first statement, yeah? Don't be idle, just do something.
Yeah.
So I'm saying that we do. I'm saying we have done and we do something.
saying
A little
not
bit.
enough.
Now
Not
what I'm
enough,
asking,
you're
yeah, he may be saying that. I'm saying how are you gonna now join me, or how am I gonna help you to do your bit?
Yeah, that's
what I'm
good.
thinking-
That's a good.
Because you said you've watched me
Let
on
tell you
video,
what
right?
Let me tell you what I think. I think the drill artists, right, probably have more sway than you have right now. So, you know, when you say controlling the narrative, it's not just the BBC bullshit thing. You go on YouTube, you just, you know, YouTube like a few drill music, you hear what they're saying, man. They're talking about killing each other. They're talking about-
You've repeated this. We know, we get it.
So, if you could maybe, it doesn't have to be, it doesn't have to be public. Hold on. I know what he's gonna say. It doesn't have to be public. You could sit with them one-on-one. You could advise them on what
Matt, maybe some people have done stuff like that.
Yeah, I think people have definitely.
Maybe it's possible, isn't it?
Okay, fantastic.
To your question, you're saying that they swear a lot, they're killing a lot there. But go to the British government, they're just puppies.
Man,
They're little dogs.
That's a bad example.
How's that a bad example?
We're talking about what's
They're
the
the
average age?
product of the...
Bro, what's the average?
I'm not your bro, but
Listen, we're talking about the average age of the artists. Why? We're not talking about, you know, one of the leading politicians.
What's the average age? What's the
Let me tell
average
you
age
something.
in the
Let
army?
me tell you something.
What's the average age of the kid that died in the army?
Go on.
What's the average age of the kid that died in the army? Is he
You're
18?
comparing the army to how you control the narrative
What's
of
the average
this
age?
community.
of
Okay,
young
can I ask
soldiers?
you a question? Look.
Very good
Let me
question
tell you
there,
something. Let me tell you
Beefy.
something.
It's a very good question there.
Look.
What's the
age of
average?
the army?
Oh yeah.
Oh, it's young. But hold on, how is the army? So you're comparing the army to how you control narrative of a small community.
They're killers, aren't they?
But they go out and kill
Do they
nations
have any?
and go mad.
They don't want to talk about that.
They kill us.
They don't want to talk
They
about
throw their
that.
lives away. They get
That's not
scarred.
important. That's not important.
They're psychologically
That's not
scarred.
important, innit?
People lose their lives.
That's not
Yeah.
important. That's not important. That's
That's how
not
you see the
important.
world, bro.
We're talking about.
I hear you. I'm not sticking up for the knife crime that's going on.
Exactly.
I'm not saying that all drill music is positive and
100%.
rainbow.
Provide
What I'm saying is,
opportunity.
what
Provide
I'm saying is,
opportunity for those youths, and
it's
then
been
I guarantee
weaponized.
they'll change.
Now, even your perception of these
Provide
children,
opportunity, bro.
I work with them on a daily basis. You understand what I'm saying? I work with them on a daily basis, so I know what they're going through. And so, the best analogy that you could make with them is like people in the army, soldiers, suffering from post-traumatic stress stress disorder and that.
that's
Because you know
universal.
what? Pardon?
That's universal across all countries.
Okay, now we're talking. Now we're talking. You understand? As soon as you understand that this is universal and it's going around everywhere, now we're talking. Now we're getting to the crux of the matter. Now we're moving away from a weaponized language that demonizes a group of kids. Yeah? Which by all means, yeah, people are running around with big knives and doing this and that. I'm not denying none of that. But we got to look at the language and who's pumping it out, who's giving that news out there. Right about now, imagine if you was a young black man, yeah, and you're sitting in your house and you're being told that all other young black men are running around with knives, yeah, and they're indiscriminately looking to stab anyone. What are you gonna do when you come out of your yard?
I'm going to pick up a knife.
There you go, fam. So you understand there's a whole machine behind this. So the brother over there said, let's go to the top. The brother with the blue top, he said, let's go to the government. He said, that's ridiculous. But now we're already here in 2 steps. We're straight back to, we need to keep, it's like the war on drugs. The war on drugs, what? Who gets nicked? Me, you. picking up a bit of ash, a little bit of weed, very rare. And my man over there is dropping fucking tons of it in fucking Somerset, or doing this, or getting it.
So
Come on, you know what I'm saying?
That's fine, but this goes. This
Do you want to sell
I
things,
agree with
or do you want to demonize
I
people?
agree with you. This was my point. Like, if you remember earlier, you said switch it off. Just,
Switch off to the narrative that they are spinning and create your own. Engage in your own conversations and look at the world through your own eyes. Take off their paradigm that they're trying to put on you.
That paradigm is affecting the rest of the youth.
Bro, you're not listening, fam. Are you going round and round in circles, and this is what you're going to be doomed to?
with you.
Perpetual circles.
I'm just not sure why wouldn't you say let's fucking change the system. Let's try to actually influence the system.
That's why I want to talk about extinction.
Listen, how do you think you're going to... Hold on.
Best example here, hold on.
Bro,
Nicholas
please,
said,
you're a sucker.
Why didn't he sit back and say, hey, you know what? I'm just going to switch off from this. I'm going to have my own narrative, and individually, I'm going to be more.
You're putting words in my mouth.
Friendly.
You're not. You're putting.
Why don't you guys shut down Oxford Street?
We shut it down first.
Did you?
We shut it down first.
Okay.
We shut it down first.
You did a bad job.
We shut it down first, fam.
You didn't do a well enough job at it.
How do you know what we done, fam? We was on the news, bro. We was on the news.
I didn't see it.
No, you never.
Man, these guys shut down the whole city.
Congratulations.
I just wanted to hear.
Congratulations.
You did the same.
So what
You know what? They're doing it for trees. You're doing it for people.
Congratulations.
You're doing it for real human beings.
These guys shut
And
down
you know what?
the whole.
You know what's
me,
funny?
guys.
You know what's funny? I asked them, where were you when Greffel burned down?
I'm more of an
They were like,
observer.
they were nowhere to be seen.
Where was I?
So when you were there, no, fine. My point is, they're not even consistent. So if you want to,
Hold on. Are you bigging them up, or are you telling them they're not consistent? You're telling me to follow this
I'm judging all of
narrative.
you. They claim to have the moral standard on everything, right? But when Greffel burned down,
There were rainbow people there.
They say they care
There were rainbow
they
people
care about human lives.
No, I know a sister. There was a
Do you know what, bro? Do you know what I see? Do you know what I see, brother? Do you know what I see?
Excuse me.
Sorry, what's your name?
You were there at Grand
What's your name? Don't-
24 hours
I
before
didn't
the Red
see
Cross.
Oxford Street
24
shut
hours
down.
before
Rainbow
the Red
guys.
Cross.
Oxford Street
What's your name?
shut down.
Teo.
Teo, do you know what I see? Yeah, I see somebody that watches other people's movements with a magnifying glass, yeah, and is so interested in what other people are doing and has a lot of criticisms, but yet is not involved in anything themselves personally.
Me?
Yeah.
You know what's funny?
he would like to
You know what's
judge.
funny?
Well, he likes to
The first
judge.
time I came to your little gang,
Trust
oh,
me.
oh,
Yeah, 100%. The critics, we don't like critics, bro.
Man, that's prospect. Like, the first
Prospect's
time I
there.
came, do you know what?
That was fucked. That was fucked.
Can we not take this opportunity to talk
Yeah,
about
let's just-
Extinction Rebellion?
yeah, go on,
Maybe
go
because
for it.
they're off camera now.
Yeah.
I just want to know, because I first came here, I first came here to Speaker's Corner because a friend of mine, after the army tried to evict us from a rainbow gathering last year, decided he'd heard about Extinction Rebellion and he's going to walk into London from Sussex. I wouldn't have come along, but my friend was going and we were circling along the way, so we walked from Sussex to London. And he went to the first non-violent direct action workshop somewhere in southeast London. And then I was on the bridges. I just wanted to see what it was about. And then I was doing the swarming. And then I did the BBC action. And a lot of people I know who were there in the green culture, festival culture, environmental culture.
I don't even know what he's talking about, bro.
I've tried.
Okay, so you bought a book. You bought a book. Is that what you're saying to me?
Listen.
I rate you, yeah, but like that's well out of what we were saying, though. That's well out of what we're saying.
A year ago, when you said, what am I doing? I'm just putting a magnifying glass, making judgments. That's what you
bought
just
a
said.
book a year ago,
No, that's
and
not-
you want me to turn around and sound like I'm belittling
Man, you
you
just
when I
wanna-
laugh and say,
you
like,
just-
okay, you bought a book. Alright, no, say no more. But anyway, you were saying
Yeah, so anyway, we
that was very.
I'm at the debrief, okay? I'm at the debrief in December, and I'm the one person, there's maybe 60 people there. This is after the bridge action. And I'm the one person who says, where's the money? I know maybe 5
What
or 6. Well, I was in the office because my friend's been involved, and I just know where the office is. I'm sleeping rough in St James's Park, so I go up to see my friend, and this other dude who comes in from the core group. There's like 15 core group, based in Stroud mostly, who've initiated Extinction Rebellion. And I hear this guy saying, "Oh, there's 100 grand in the pot, and there's more rolling in." So when I go to the official debrief, I'm the only person who says, "Where's the money? Isn't it all of our money? There were 5,000 people on the bridge. Where did it come from? Where's it going to?" And then it was like everyone was like paralysed. And then someone said, it was a facilitator, "Oh, hot topic, it's a hot topic, we'll move on." And then a lady came forward who's got the bank account or whatever.
The bank account for Extinction Rebellion. Let's go,
Anyway,
man. Let's go. It's breaking news.
She says there's not 100,000, there's 20,000. That's quite a big discrepancy.
Big difference.
Yeah. Anyway, the other thing is, I was
You're
advocating...
saying they've nicked 80,000
I'm not
pounds?
saying that, but what I was advocating was that it should be transparent. There should be finance circles, finance meetings, all during the winter, if you want it to be transparent. And so, yeah, we want to make it transparent. We want to make it accessible. But my friend who's involved, he said there was no finance working groups through the winter. And then when it came to the actual event, I'm not really, I've been at all the things, but I'm not involved in the administration. So I come in and I'm setting up the kitchen on the street, and we're tapping into the water. And my friend's come with his pots, and he's cooking for 5 days, and then he's sent a form for his expenses. He's got to fill out a form. He's like manning the place and feeding everybody. When the main centralised food person comes along, who was actually neighbours to the Rainbow, and he came and had a mugwort ceremony with us. He comes along with this Indian guy, and I'm joking with my friend, saying, "Oh, we've raised £10, what are we going to do with the money?" And the Indian guy says, "Better give it to the centre, otherwise they won't send you any food." He was making a joke, I was making a joke, but the underlying issue's important, isn't it, about decentralisation?
So, are they stealing money in Extinction Rebellion? Maybe, possibly.
Yeah, I mean, I'm talking to other, but how do you know if it's not transparent? If there's no finance working group, there's the same thing, right?
But like, I find Extinction Rebellion quite funny anyway, because like anything that announces that they're about to do something and gets permission, gets it's called I was about to say a Lannister. It's not Lannister. It's a something agreement where you tell the authorities in advance that you're about to do a big piece of action, and then they kind of co-sign it and say, "Well, do you know what? Even though it's illegal or whatever, we're going to like to do it." And that's when my spider sense starts tingling. But I mean, I'm not here to put down no one's movement. But this is what I mean about turning your back on the narrative that's always spun to you, and actually deciphering for yourself. So through my own investigation, I found a few things that I think are there's a few discrepancies. The way I analyse the Extinction Rebellion thing, I feel like it reminds me of Black Lives Matter. It reminds me of Occupy Wall Street or Occupy movement, and a lot of other things that are unfortunately government-run psyops, preparing us for the eventual. Let me wear this. Preparing us for the eventual deliberate uprising, controlled uprising.
So is that your conclusion, or do you think that that's a possibility?
I believe that this is what we're gearing towards. More psyops trying to get us ready and disgruntled. That's why we haven't had a leader that even looks like a leader visually or dresses like a leader. Remember, this is about psyops for at least, 8 years on purpose. Same with America. They give us these people like Bush, Trump, these people that you can kind of see through. You can even see from Clinton, a more relaxed version. Now we're being offered people like Cameron, Gordon, May, Boris Johnson. Look at the political landscape. Look what the guys look like. They're very smart. You understand? They know the facial traits that'll make you trust people. They know what type of dynamics. They're dealing with the golden ratio. They know how to program the mind and get you to trust somebody. So they keep someone like, what's that guy?
Can't trust any of them.
What's my man? The one that Jeremy Corbyn. They keep a Jeremy Corbyn with a little, tweed jacket, a little down-dressed jacket, ruffly shirt, looking a bit scruffy. So he's more relatable. You get the grime guys to come out and say, yeah, vote for Corbyn, and this is how they work it. They've done the same thing in America. It's just a big game. It's a big game. What's your one question?
Sorry.
Yeah.
Do you not use super glue?
Do we use what?
Super glue.
People do. Yeah, people do. They glue themselves to like books and stuff
They
like
stick
that.
themselves down to the
Well, for their local environment of their
Yeah, I know
farm,
they do that.
I wouldn't say it was all that good for
And
their
they got all
farm
these big,
in that
like,
local
big
sense.
But when it gets washed away into the
metal things that they handcuff themselves to.
I wouldn't say it was that great either. But here's
paid for
another.
the super glue?
Here's
And
another
then they tied it up
anecdote,
after
yeah.
themselves when they left.
Here's a couple of other anecdotes. Right?
Lawful rebellion.
Are you vegan?
Here's another
Are you
couple.
vegan? That's
You
what
know what
lawful
veganism
rebellion
means? Causing no unnecessary harm.
Are you vegan?
So I like to think that I cause no
Because
unnecessary
you love
harm.
when you
I don't know
when
what
you love a burger.
I don't know
You
what's
love a burger.
necessary.
Of course he does.
I eat vegan. I eat
down
vegan
for it.
burgers.
Vegan burger. Vegan sausage.
I don't eat meat.
Roadkill.
No meat at all.
I used to eat roadkill, and I used to take stuff from the bins
Badger.
and stuff.
So
I've
I
had
have a
badger
question.
before, yeah, but about 5 or
Badger?
6 years. Yeah,
Man,
they say
I
it's
can
not good
get
to eat
tuberculosis, man.
carnivores. Yeah.
Can I ask you a question?
That's propaganda.
That's propaganda to stop everyone eating the
They're
badger.
healthy animals. It's the cows that are unhealthy.
So why are they saying that? Why are they saying badgers got tuberculosis?
Yeah, well,
Organic.
there's general kind of viruses in the air.
Free
I
range.
have a question for it.
But only sick animals
Free-range
become
badger.
subject to it. They've scapegoated the badgers, basically. There's no evidence to suggest that they're...
Can I just ask you a question? You know you did the whole environmental thing for saving lives, right? Future
saving
lives.
No.
Okay, why did you do it?
For future lives.
environment.
Extinction Rebellion. Yeah, so you know the principles of Extinction Rebellion. They want to set up like a body above the government that is, through sortition, like a jury, random selection of people that would dictate to the government, you know, what to do. Put in the ecology.
Yeah, but ultimately
I
to
think
save
that
lives.
they
Still keep the government.
I think what they're
Keep the
saying,
government.
what they're saying is at the moment is act like we say, not like we do, because they say that they're horizontal. But the anecdotes I have, like for example, after the swarming, when they were stopping traffic after the bridges, again, I'm sleeping in the park, so I'm up early. I go to the office. They've got 2 rooms in Victoria, right? This is back in November, December. They've got all the wheelie bins with all the stuff for keeping people warm, like hot drinks, snacks, all this sort of stuff. I spend 6 or 7 hours going through all the bags with one other person, clear the whole room. 3 other people like get involved, but most of the administration have had a party, so they're not really there. And when they do arrive, they don't really want to sort through the bags. We sort the whole room, and then they're having a debriefing. I'm there because I'm wanting to be debriefed.
Mate, can I just
And
ask you
it
again?
turns out, hang on, it just turns out that we're not welcome to the debrief. But I've been on the bridges, I've been on the swarming, and I've cleaned the whole room. And yet it's the debrief is just for the administrator. Another anecdote, I go to, after doing the setup, I go to Parliament Square, and there's rumours of a meeting. But actually there's no meeting, so I go to the rinky-dink stage and say, there's going to be a meeting, can you make an announcement? And then people from the 4 corners, like it's quite clever, they had all the northerners at Parliament Square. They had like Glasgow Affinity Group, Edinburgh Affinity Group, Manchester Affinity Group, Leeds Affinity Group. And there's a circle of 50 people. It's the first time I've been in a talking circle where we pass the stick round so everyone's got a turn. That actually used a microphone. We had a microphone.
You've done a G circle.
So
Copyright
I just
infringement.
randomly turned up there. There wouldn't have been a meeting if I hadn't pulled that. Next day I go into the kitchen and there's no one stirring the porridge. So I start stirring the porridge and then people are asking me for food. So I start serving and then I'm on the other side serving. And then I'm saying, who's the kitchen coordinator? There's no kitchen coordinator. We're running out of gas. So we've got to use the rest of the millet and put raw food in for lunch. And then there's no gas. Has anyone got the number for Waterloo Bridge? No one's got the number for Waterloo Bridge. I'm talking about the dynamics of Extinction Rebellion and how they say
he's a whistleblower.
that they're horizontally
But they're not. He's a
organised.
whistleblower.
They're
He's
not
doing it in his own way.
horizontally
He's saying from the
because
inside he
they
saw
didn't
that
have
they're
the
keeping up with
number
dodgy
for
practices.
Waterloo Bridge. They
Taking
didn't have
big
the
money.
number
Money's
for
gone missing. 80
Barbarage.
jibs.
Hear what I'm
They didn't have
saying?
the
80
number
jibs
for
gone
officer
missing.
services.
Can I just have
So
a
what do I have to do? I have to get the central.
Yeah.
I have to get the central organisation. I said we've run out of gas.
Can
We
I
need
just
some
comment
gas.
on- can I just
The
comment?
person
Can I
goes,
make a
no, I just
comment?
want to finish the story first. So the person has to go to my friend who's who's put 6 months into it, who's looking really grumpy and disempowered. And he comes down and say, I'm sorry, there's no gas up at Marble Arch. So what I have to do is late at night, because I'm inspired by all the people who are singing to the police and keeping it peaceful, I walk up to Waterloo Bridge from Parliament Square. They've just finished preparing food, so they disconnect the gas. I have to walk it back. Otherwise, there'd have been no hot food for all the people who've been withstanding the police. Now, that wouldn't have happened if there'd have been a finance working group through the winter and there'd have been confidence.
But that whole thing is a fraud. That whole thing is a fraud anyway.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
I told you, I saw it from start, yeah? I saw it on TV and I saw all this shit going on in central London and I'm sitting in my house thinking, what is this bullshit and who the fuck is this little girl? Because she ain't even from here for a start, yeah? Why ain't she fucking doing that in her own country? And then when I asked someone who was actually Swedish, they said because we don't fucking want her here and we're sick of her. That's why she's come here to do that shit, yeah? And I just saw straight away it's all about money, what they can get, what they can raise, and of course that ain't gonna go to no useful causes. The bottom line is, yeah, people divert the most thing that's fucked up for this world, yeah, is meat eating. Eating meat is one of the most fucked up things for the world.
Yeah, I'm a vegan activist.
At the end of the day, the most amount of greenhouse gases come from agricultural industry. So at the end of the day, if everyone stopped eating meat, we wouldn't have to worry about driving around in petrol cars. But they don't say that. And then they pay all the government. The government are paid by the dairy industry, the meat industry. Why do you think the government subsidize farmers to fucking farm cows so you fuckers can eat them, get fat and die of fucking heart disease or whatever the fuck you want to die of, and they don't give a fuck, mate. They don't give a fuck.
Do you think there's anything positive about all those people coming out on the street? Because there are a lot of good people.
There's something positive about the people coming out, but what they're coming out for is not positive, because at the end of the day, we got to stand up to our government. There's a lot of people in this country that don't even know the difference between lawful and legal. Any law that they make in Parliament, we don't have to follow if we don't consent to it. But they trick people into thinking that, oh, this law that we made, you now have to follow it. No, I don't have to follow it. I follow the common laws of this land. Yeah. I follow the common laws of this land. Do your research and find out about common laws of the land and become a free person.
I've been putting 20 years into rainbow gatherings.
How are these supposed hippies going to form a secret government that is better than the government we've already got? Kalas, I'm free from it.
Yeah, no, they can't.
Explain to us why you protested.
I went along to observe what was happening. I do animal rights activism. That's my primary activism.
You went to observe?
Because I feel that the revolution is going to be a domestic revolution. So, for example, this last Christmas, there was one in 3 caterers in the domestic environment had to cater for a vegan. Vegan isn't going to be sat there looking really happy.
Hold on, bro.
They're going to be exercising.
Let me ask you a little question, yeah? How come you lot are so interested in fucking animals and not humans?
I am.
Yeah? No. And I mean that with all due respect. I'm not saying, oh, these are not valuable causes. But I see the passion when we talk about animals and veganism and how people are eating, and then we got people being enslaved, people being thrown in prison, people being suppressed. We got so much homeless and shit like that. I'm like, how are we not focusing on the humans first, then the animals second?
Because they're taking up all the land.
Let me answer your question, yeah. As somebody who just converted to veganism like about a month ago, I used to love eating meat, and now I don't think about eating meat in the same way. Yeah, if you realise what an animal is, and you realise what we are, then you'll realise that vegan people care for animals as much as they care for people. And we see one life as another life. A life with a chicken is the same as a life with a human.
When I go on the marches, like what he's talking about, I don't see none of the Extinction Rebellion lot. I don't see none of the vegan mafia. I don't see no one out there. They just care about their thing. The animals.
Which marches?
Well, to be honest here, any ones that are relating to the black community, I don't really see a lot of support from anyone outside of the community.
When I came here,
when I look at veganism, I see, white, black vegans being pro, cowspiracy, you know what I mean? And I'm not even arguing with you. I believe that you have valid points. But what I don't see is the same kind of gusto for matters a little bit more closer to home. And I would suggest that you live closer to your nearest.
I live in Tottenham, and anytime there's something going on, there is always something going on in Tottenham, as there's a lot of violence and gang violence and people stabbings and shootings and stuff like that. There is always stuff going on, and I try to get involved. But at the end of the day, when things are going on, we don't organise them like in the way that these guys are doing it. Because I understand what you're saying, and I do think I see all of these shits going on. I see people getting murdered on my street corners and shit like that, and I'm thinking, what's happening with all these young black kids? Yeah, we should do something. We should do something, but no one does it. Nobody does it. And then when people do it, they go, oh yeah, look, they're doing it for a day, and then all right, cool, then that's it, next day, gone. Whenever we, as black people, try to do anything in this country, it gets shut down straight away. Imagine how many?
More than the vegans.
Wait a minute. Wait.
More than the vegan.
Wait. Let me just ask him a question. How many of them people, Extinction Rebellion, come to this thing? How many people did they say it was? No, how many people did they say was in the West End?
They were talking. They've got 30,000 supporters, but there weren't that many in London. I reckon there was 10,000.
But there was more people than that to start with, though, wasn't there? They were saying about 100,000 people was here and stuff like that.
I don't know about that. I'm not sure.
So what? 30,000 people?
Maybe, yeah, 30,000.
30,000 black men come to West End. What the fuck is gonna happen, bro? They're gonna call the fucking army. They're gonna call the army.
Man, why don't you team up?
They're gonna call the army.
Maybe they won't.
30,000 black men come down to West End on a rowdy thing.
Maybe they won't. Maybe we need to try.
Shut down.
And see what goes.
Alright, let's try it.
I see Tommy get his boys out.
Let's try it.
Why don't you team up?
Let's try it.
Yeah, why don't we?
Let's try
it's a
it.
good idea.
Let me know when you're gonna do it, and I'll ride.
Yeah.
But let's see what's gonna happen, because when black people try and do shit like that, our shit gets shut down. We can't just come on TV and start giving our causes.
The vegan march.
I'm saying that the brother over there made a good point. Oh, let's team up, and I feel like there's many ways that we could team up. Yeah. I think the main thing is this year. I'm really happy to see the white community out there getting active, being active, and standing up for their rights, and shouting about what they care about. Yeah. What I'm saying is, if we could see a little bit more cross interest, like as in showing your empathy with other people's causes, then I think that we stand a chance. I do rate what the white people do, because I don't think enough black people are involved in quote-unquote activism of any way, even if it's just mental or theory. They don't really challenge the status quo in all the ways that they could do, because I think they feel like they're alone, and if they stick their head up above the parapet, then they're gonna get executed. Because I think from history, it kind of shows that when black people do step up, like we are saying, it can be problematic for them.
What about the question?
But there needs to be no fear.
The question about veganism and animal rights essentially being a domestic revolution. So, okay, you can do human rights. I was involved in
veganism,
human
animal rights
in the 90s.
But I feel like you lot should be standing up for your quote-unquote all the injustices. And I feel like
we
can't just keep... Yeah, but we can't... Bro, if you want to create a revolution, yeah? They say the first revolution is a revolution of self. And then, obviously, you guys are all like humanists, and you think we're all together and we're all one. So the next thing should be, bro, you know what? Other people are suffering in this city, in this town that I live in. I want to help and get involved in anything that goes against injustice. Like, if you feel like, if you were smart, you would know that, well, you know what? These minority communities, they're full of strength, they're full of dynamic ideas, and actually, they could be like, we're sitting here watching Game of Thrones and no one's understanding this.
Did you see that little black dude get
Game
beat
of
by
Thrones?
the police the other day?
Yeah, I know. Well, basically, yeah, it's just a game of politics and chess, yeah, and it's about galvanizing groups of people to come together to face a common enemy. Now, do you think, yeah, that animal rights, vegans, environmentalists, like green people, and like, for instance, the black community, the urban community, like all the type of things he was talking about, do you think that we have a common enemy?
Yeah, I do.
Who is the common enemy?
The people with all the financial wealth.
So then this is what should be focused on. We should be focusing on our common enemy. And even though you have your individual interests, I think that we can't. That's what I'm trying to say. Like, you need to find a way, a language to gauge with each other, to exchange each other and say, look, we can stand together on this.
Yeah, but I was in a Rasta squat in Kennington, and I was living in that space. I would reason with the elders, and I was talking about rainbow gatherings. That's why I was there. The European rainbow gathering was coming to England for the first time, and so I was reasoning with them and saying, look, this is a chance to reclaim, rainbow's about reclaiming the land, and they were saying, it's not our land. Africa's our land, and so there wasn't that. I didn't sense that willingness to actually engage.
Maybe that guy wasn't the right person to have that conversation
well, there
with.
Are a few people.
Maybe those people are not the right people to have that conversation with. But there's a language that you can use that will unify the people.
You see what you just said about like everybody finding the one common cause, what we all disagree on. Yeah, which we can all probably say we don't like our government.
I would say the common enemy.
The common enemy. Yeah, so we all try and focus on the common enemy. But if you look around, although we've all got common enemies, you see each one of these people arguing with each other about subtle differences, maybe religion, maybe colour, maybe class, maybe creed, maybe sexuality. Do you understand what I'm saying? So this is what is stopping people from coming together. They divide us. They divide us at every single opportunity, from colour to race to fucking where you're from to how much money you got. They divide us, so we can never fight together, because even though we've all got one common enemy, like you said, which is probably the government who are running the shit and making our life hard, we still can't just go, you know what, let's just put our differences aside. I'm a Muslim, I'm a Christian, I'm a Jew. You know what, let's just fight against what we believe in.
But that's the prophecy of the rainbow. From all cultures and creeds, the
rainbow's
oppressed and
been
the
tainted, I'm
dispossessed.
not even gonna lie.
I agree. The same stuff I've seen.
The rainbow.
The same stuff I've seen in Extinction Rebellion. I've seen it in European. There's someone under a bush phoning up a German organic wholesale distribution. They think they're probably doing a good thing, but that magic hat should be accessible to everyone. And I've been around a big food circle of 2,000 or 3,000 people saying, "Where's the magic hat?" And I've seen that where the Magic Hat have had meetings after the congregation and decided what to do with the money. And they've no business to do with that. And there is, detailed a rainbow mafia, jet set mafia, who come in and control the finances. And it doesn't mean that the talking stick is a tool of communication, and that the idea of getting back to nature and getting water from springs and eating in circle and playing music and sharing stories together is a bad thing.
So it's all about listening together, eating food from the street.
It's about that community sovereignty, like using the talking stick, and it's about getting back to nature. And it's and the thing is, you have all the things that you have in mainstream. Like in the last 2 years that we've done rainbow gatherings, there's been a Me Too phenomenon, of women coming forward and making claims about historic abuse. But the thing is, in rainbow culture, you can process that. The women could have circles, the men could have circles around them, and there's more effective processing that can go on. But it's a mirror of exactly the same things that go on in mainstream society.
Interesting. So, all right.
Well, yeah, it's been brewing for a couple of years from what I've heard, and there's a core group of about 15 people, and a lot of them were based around Stroud. But there's a lot of accusations around that there's someone who's involved in 5G, or is advocating the rolling out of 5G and smart technology, where corporations would become green, and the technology would direct people to invest in those green corporations, and the capitalists arrive on their shining white steed and say, we're here to solve all the problems, where it's just the same thing. They're just taking advantage of a legitimate environmental concerns and just going to make capital out of it. But I do think that within Extinction Rebellion, the people on the street, they're communicating, doing a lot of talking. The fact is that I was unable to debrief because they didn't have accessible debriefing. After an action of 2 weeks, you should have a good week's worth of constant debriefing. You know, how was it for everyone, and how we can do it better. So as I wasn't afforded that facility, as someone who's put an awful lot of time in, I'm just debriefing everywhere. I'm debriefing to you now. What's that?
What's your view of it all?
Of the Extinction Rebellion? I think it's really good that it's alcohol drug free. I think it's really good that it's. What's that? Yeah, and that's the policy, and I saw it was well respected in general. What I saw, I wasn't there the whole time. But also, I think it's good that the principles of non-violence.
You said, "Comma" means the end.
And I think it is good, the principle of disruption, and actually people taking the courage to do that. But yeah, I also saw a lack of horizontal organisation. And that would be fine if they were saying, no, we're just a lobby group and we're acting in a professional way. But they didn't say that. They said we're horizontal, everyone's in charge. And as far as I saw, it wasn't like that.
Bad seeds and so on.
Yeah, but I think there's also some good that can come out of that. What's your perception of it?
To be honest, I don't really have much of a perception of it. Just like slight news. This is for you to breathe. This is just for breathe. Literally, I asked you how long was it until it sort of like started to get when it started to like get like these 10,000?
Well, I could tell because last year they had 5,000 out on the bridges, and I could see with their networking, they were going to get a lot more. So what I do mostly is animal rights, because I see it as more effective and the messaging's clearer. The messaging with, from what I see of Extinction Rebellion, is about climate change, which I'm not a scientist, I'm not fully sold on anyway. And also they're talking about the extinction of wild species, which I agree, but they're not emphasising the horrific state in which animals are being kept, are being mutilated, are being artificially inseminated. They're not talking about that for the same reason, like as Jedi put out, Cowspiracy, the film Cowspiracy, it's not good for membership if you start talking about that kind of stuff. Well, because people don't want to sign up to something where their own habits are being challenged. They think it's not good for business, essentially, to talk about that. Yeah. So, in general, the vegan community's got issues with regard to the messaging of Extinction Rebellion.
I was thinking about being a vegan again.
Okay, bring it. Bring it on then.
I feel it was like, so I was a vegetarian for ages, and I just felt...
No, the word no.
And
also, if you don't understand...
why not just enjoy it? Like, not me, this one person, making a contribution. The contribution that's needed.
Yeah. I've been 7 years, I was 7 years vegetarian, then became a vegan, and I've been vegan 20 years. I've fallen off maybe 2 or 3 times, and also I've had a little bit of roadkill and a little bit of food from bins, but not very much at all, and I wasn't searching it out. And for me, that still remains within the definition of veganism, which is causing no unnecessary harm. There's another expression called abolitionism, which is saying that we have no need to exploit animals or use animals in any form. So in that sense, I wouldn't have been a strict abolitionist in that time. But I think it is sustainable, and I think it is quite possible, and the top nutritional bodies agree with that. I think that a lot of the discomfort that people feel is, one, diets in general aren't healthy, from supermarkets, and two, if we're not eating meat, then we're not consuming the mainstream. So we're not in the same psychological state as the mainstream, and that can provide some discomfort. And what I think is, as vegans, that we need to step outside of the box of consumerism. There's an expression that vegan capitalism isn't the solution. We need to step outside the box of what the supermarkets are providing us. It can sustain us as vegans, but it's not really going to give us that vitality that we really need. And that we need to develop permaculture systems, and we need to be we don't need monoculture. We need other systems of agriculture, which are like forest gardening, which is going to provide a lot more vital food because it's going to be closer to wild food. And that's what we really need. That's what I advocate. And also collecting water from springs and having a more vital connection with our environment in general.
In your opinion, does it have negative effects on your body eating meat?
What's that?
Does it have negative effects on your body eating meat? Obviously too much of it, yeah, but I mean, like, even just a little chicken on the weekends, I think is it?
Well, I think, the Queen advocates eating wild venison and wild salmon. And the fact is, most of the people in cities are eating animals that have been pumped full of hormones, antibiotics, and are generally contained in pretty horrible. And so they're unhealthy, so they're going to be accumulating toxins.
Isn't that saying we got all the fruit and veg as well, though, really?
Well, yeah, I mean, they are bred for profit, a lot of them. But I don't think that they're not accumulating the same degree of toxicity as animals are, because the animals are also eating those monoculture sick vegetation. They're in general not eating, the wild plants. So.
Nice to meet you. What's your name, bro?
Teo.
Teo. Shaz.
Shaz.
Rashad.
Rashad. Nice to meet you, Rashad.
Content over everything. From your melody.
Man, say it straight. Man, don't listen to BBC. Man, don't listen to ITV. Listen.
Cool. I'm a Speaker's Corner. I've got a new book out called The 3 Dimensions of Freedom. I'm here to make the argument that freedom is not just free speech alone. It's also about liberty, about equality, and about accountability. And that if you only have free speech, you're not really free, because free speech without equality is privilege, and free speech without accountability is authoritarianism.
Exactly.
How do you define free speech?
Huh?
How do you define free